What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Oh, it's been a while, and I owe you guys an apology. I am so sorry. The end of this year has been madness. It was the holiday season. I went home. I was traveling. I did a lot of shows. I was booked and busy, baby. I just did not have time to sit here and make these videos for you guys, and I'm so sorry. But I promise you, in this new year of 2024, we're gonna be consistent with the content. Now, speaking of the new year, Happy New Year, babies! It's so good to see you guys back on the page. I missed you, and I'm so glad you're here with me. I did get some reading done this month. I was busy, but I wasn't too busy to pick up a book. And if you can't pick up a book, because people always say to me all the time, okay, before I even continue with the story, I'm lit. Okay, it's New Year's Day. I just got home from Hydrate. We did a daytime hangover brunch lit party there. So that's what it's giving. So I'm gonna be a little sporadic. But basically, in all of what I have to say, I did get some reading done, and if you are somebody who says, I'm too busy to read books all the time, maybe listen to an audiobook, okay? Because I enjoy listening to an audiobook while I'm reading the books, so that way I can just simply, put the book down, keep on going about my day, doing what I gotta do, listening to the audio, and then when I do have a moment to pick the book up, pick the book right back up. So I advise you listen to a damn audiobook, sis. But I just wanna say, shout out to Carrie Trade, my good Judy. She made this hair. Do you guys love the hair? Comment below if you like the hair. I feel gorgeous. I do. And yeah. If you need a nice little piece, you better hit up my sis Carrie Trade, because baby, she is officially making wigs for the girls now. So you better get you a piece. All right, I'm gonna put her information below so you can tag her. Or not tag her, but so you can hit her up to put in your order. She normally posts them on her story. Enough about that. You guys are here because you've missed me. I've missed you too. And second, you're ready to find out what I read this month in December. Now I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I haven't decided if I'm gonna do my full 2023 recap tonight or if I'm gonna film it tomorrow. I kinda wanna do this, order a pizza. I did set a timer on my watch. It's gonna go off in 20 minutes, so that way I can order a pizza because they close in 45 minutes. But anyway, we read 8 books this month. That's more than last month. I do have a variety from 3.5 to 5 stars. I do also have a new favorite book in here. I don't know if I'm gonna say it's a favorite of all time, but it's definitely a favorite of 2023. If you like this kind of content, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, all those lovely things. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. The social media will be right there. And oh, I didn't introduce myself because I just assumed that everybody knew who I was. Well, I'm Zamora Love, baby. I'm the hostess with the mostest here on this channel. We love to do makeup, we love drag, and of course we love reading books. So I thought, hey, let's mix all three together and give you, the people, what you want. So that's what we do over here. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. It just helps me grow. And in this year of 2024, we will be growing a lot. I'm going to really give you guys consistent content, I promise. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. First book that we'll be recapping, unfortunately, it is on the bottom of the list. We start bottom to top. And this book for me was a 3.5 star read. I gotta reach high, girl, damn. This was a 3.5 star read. Now, before I even say anything else, I want to say this is a really good book. A really good book. And I think that it was overhyped a little bit maybe, so that's why I was kind of expecting it to be more. But for the person that this can relate to just a little bit more, this is going to be a higher ranked book. So just know that, don't be mad at me, because I love you guys. But The Last Love Note by Emma Gray. Baby, she was a 3.5 for me. This was such a good book, though. It was a very good book. The story was great. It was a little slow at parts. And, you know, I didn't 100%, like I said, get the book. Not get the book, because I got the book. I understood it, but it didn't relate to me. I have been in a relationship with someone for a very long time, and they did pass away. RIP to a real one. Well, you know, but it's not the same when it comes to marriage, and I've never been married, so this is something that I completely don't relate to. However, I relate to a good story, and I will say the book was very good. I wanted to give it a 4-star, but there were things that I had guessed already, and because I guessed an outcome, you know, I like to do like a half-star deduction, and it just kept on happening where it was like, damn, I knew this was gonna happen. And it happened. There we go. Okay, let's nick off a point. So that's why it's a 3.5 for me, but I do recommend the book. If you don't know what this book is about at all, basically we're following Kate. Kate is our main character, and Kate is a widow who unexpectedly lost her husband. She's young. She has children by him. And, you know, it's the love of her life. And we're basically just going through when it happened and then the years after it's happened and finally getting to process that. Also getting to process what's next, what's to come. And I think that it's a great book. It was written very well. It wasn't a bore. It just, like I said, it was like, okay, maybe because I haven't had a love like this in my life, I can't fully relate to it. I've had a love that was close, but not one that was like that. So, I don't know. I recommend the book. It's a 3.5. It's still a good book. It just wasn't up there for me. And that's okay. Next on the list, we are going to discuss this book right here. My sister recommended this to me back when I went home in October for my birthday, and I was able to snag me a copy and read it. I loved the book. I did give it a 4-star rating, and that is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Now, let me tell you, this book was so good, okay? It was so good, and I probably would have given it a higher rating, but I felt a 4 sufficed. It covered the bases of what I thought the book was going to cover once I knew what it was about, because my sister told me. And it also gave me just a little tinge of something that I wasn't expecting. But it's pretty, what you see is what you get, baby. And that's not a bad thing. This was a great read. I highly recommend it. I messaged my sister as soon as I finished reading it, and I was like, girl, did you finish the book? It's so good. I loved it. This book basically follows Nora. Nora is our main character, and she's at a crossroads. She's reached that point where she's trying to figure out what is left in life. Like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Do I want to live? Do I want to unalive myself? And, you know, it's a tough place. It's somewhere where I personally have not been, but I do know a lot of people, and I'm very close friends with several people who have been in that part of their life where they just felt like, you know what, maybe enough is enough. And the way that this story was written, it really makes you understand a little bit more on what could bring someone to that. It also shows why you shouldn't give up, because there's so many options. Life is full of options. You can make one choice and your whole life could change. It's endless amount of possibilities that you can make with the one life that you're given. Whatever choices you make, they all change the outcome of your life. And so, I don't know, it was a really good read, because it really made me feel like, hey, enjoy the life that you have. Because even if you are switching lives and going into a life that is everything you could ever dream of, is the grass greener on the other side? Because sometimes it's not. And sometimes you have to love the heartaches and the difficult times in the current life that you have. So I recommend this book. It was really good. The Midnight Library, a 4-star for me. Pick it up and read it. All right, now this book is a 4.5 star. Let's just start off with that. I want to say that I had very high hopes for this book. I'm not disappointed. It was clearly a good book. I rated it 4.5, but I thought it was going to be a 5-star, partly because the cover is gorgeous. And I love, an aesthetic. I'm a Libra, baby. We love it. And so the cover gives, and I just was like, ooh. Also, it's my type of book. It gives a little sci-fi realness. And anytime that we dabble in sci-fi or not fantasy, but like that slight futuristic fantasy where it's like, oh, this isn't real, but it could be real. You can see that happening. I love that. That is The Future by Naomi Alderman. Let's talk about the book. I loved it, but I loved the ending of it. Okay, so that's why I got a 4.5 for me, because the book started off nice. It started off very nice. I was enticed. I wanted to know what was going on and captivated. Give it to me. Fill me in. And it did that for a while, but then suddenly it just felt like it switched off and I just got very bored. Now, I will preface this by saying I did read this book while I went home for Christmas. So I read this book on the airplane. I read this in the airport, at my mom's house, at my house, traveling around, and what I've learned to find about myself is when I read a book while I'm traveling, it doesn't necessarily always have my full attention. So there were parts where I was just like, what is going on here? And I wanted to give up on it. I'm not gonna lie, I almost did not finish the book. And then suddenly it switched. It was a different situation going on. And I was like, okay, this is what we came for. And that is why I gave this book a 4.5. I did not see anything coming that was what happened. So it wasn't a deduction. Well, maybe I should reread the book, because maybe it is a 5-star book. And see, that is the exact same thing that happened the last time I went home to Vegas. And I was reading, what's this book called? The Last House on Needless Street. Y'all remember when I did a review on that in October when I went home to Vegas? And then I was like, I don't know. It was kind of, maybe I should reread it. It's kind of the same thing. Maybe I just shouldn't read when I travel. Maybe I should just listen to audiobooks. Anyway, 4.5 star. Pick the book up. It basically follows multiple people. It's not just one person. And it's about the future. What happens when, society has made it to its last? And what do the rich do? What do the poor do? What happens for the people? How do we survive? And baby, I loved it. It was such a good book. That ending had me gagged. The beginning was good. It was just in the middle I got lost a little bit and I was just kind of like, okay, what's going on? But like I said, that could have been me. It could very well not be the book at all. So I am going to add this to my reread list. So we're going to do another review on this, maybe a makeup review and more in detail further in the year of 2024. So that way I can reread the book. Now let me tell you, I gave this book a 4.5. But as I sit here, I'm thinking she might be a 5-star. I'm probably gonna keep it at a 4.5 because we like to stand on business, 10 toes down over here. So I'm gonna keep her at a 4.5 because I did kind of see some things coming. But I will say, this book right here, top tier. Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison, I don't know how to say this last name. Cochrun. Alison Cochrun. Anyway, baby, when I tell you this gave me all the holiday, all the LGBTQIA plus I'm with y'all. LGBTQIA plus realness that I needed. It is such a good I actually just finished reading this. It basically follows this girl named Ellie. Ellie has had a difficult life, to say the least. And, you know, she's made the best out of what she's gotten. She's had the job that she wants. She's had the career, the family, the love interest, and, you know, she lost it all. And she's in that process of rebuilding. Ooh, okay, because the curls are getting a little out of control. There we go. Sorry. She's gone through this process because I want this one to sit on the top. What's going on here? Don't do this to me right now. She's had a life, okay? She's had a life, to say the least. And, you know, she's given this opportunity to make her life better. And while given the opportunity to make her life better, she's struggling to process and deal with a one-night stand that she fell in love with. And the opportunity to make her life better is suddenly putting her in a situation where she's forced to face the one-night stand that she fell in love with. So we follow that storyline. When I tell you, lesbians, the representation is real. Bisexuals, the representation is real. It was such a good book. I want to say that it's something that I haven't seen before, a twist on a Christmas story that is a little bit different, but at the same time, I think all Christmas stories are the same. You have the same outline and, you know, it is what it is. But this was still a really good book. And shout out to the grandmas. They were my favorite characters in the book. One of them was a stoner and the other one was a lit wino party girl, okay? Or maybe that was all in the same person. I don't know. All I know is it was a really good read. I highly recommend the book. And I did finish it in 24 hours. I was captivated. So, kiss her one's for me. Alison, you did that. All right, so we are at the halfway point. I just want to remind you, if you're enjoying the content, go ahead and give us a like. You know, comment below. Let me know so far if you've read any of these books, if they are books that do interest you. But that is our halfway part. The next 4 books that we have are all 5-star books for me. So I hope that you enjoy them or have enjoyed them. And you know, if you don't like it, oh well. Make your own YouTube channel. Give us your reviews. This is my channel. These are mine. Happy New Year. All right. This next book. This was the first book that I read this month. This author is hands down my current favorite author. I'm just gonna say that. He has created amazing books. I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've read 5 of his books, and they're just they all meet the mark for me. So, without further ado, the first 5-star book of this month that we read is Riley Sager, The Only One Left. I gotta tell you, I was captivated. I know a lot of people are reviewing the book and a lot of people have, you know, given it a 4-star or somewhere that was less than a 5-star. First of all, I could be biased. I love Riley Sager. His storytelling is top notch for me. I find that when I read a Riley Sager book, I typically cannot put the book down, and it's literal. I cannot put the book down and I have to read it all in one sitting, or as much as I can in that sitting. So typically his books last me 24 hours. This one, no different. I read it, ate it all up. And when I tell you, read the book, okay? Oh, almost dropped it. Read the book if you have not gotten the chance to. This book, just basically think about, like, because I don't want to give too much away, just think about like the idea of you're the last one in your family and your family has all passed traumatically and everybody in the town is talking about you because you're the only one standing. So why are you alive? What did you do with the murders? Are you the one who did it? And now that you are old and gray and 5 seconds away from clocking out of life, it's time for you to tell the tea. You want someone to tell your story. Basically, that's what this book gives. And baby, when I tell you, it was a good one. It was a good one. There was slight things that I did not see coming. The storytelling was amazing. There were no dry moments where I felt really bored and just like, okay, what's the point? Let's get to it. And Riley Sager, literally, if you enjoy a good thrill, a good storyline, and a good twist on twist type of book, anything that Riley Sager writes is that. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, my favorite book that I read this month is a Riley Sager book. So yeah, no secrets there. But yes, this book was amazing. I 5-starred it. I hope you also like it. And let's move on to our next one. Now this book, I had no idea this book was about this, okay? I had no idea what to expect. I just knew that at the time of picking out the book, I was going through a stint where I had read way too many thrillers / horror / my heart was racing a little bit too fast, okay? And I wanted a book that I could slow down and just enjoy. I didn't care if it was a suburban storyline. I didn't care if it was just cookie cutter. I wanted something that just wasn't gut-wrenching and just like, oh, I'm stressed, I'm too, And I found that in this book, Happiness Falls by Angie Kim. Let me tell you right now, this was almost my favorite book of the month. No shade. But then I read 2 other books. They came right above that. Oh no, my alarm to order a pizza is going off. Snooze. Okay. We gotta finish this up. We got like 9 minutes before that snooze is gonna go off, and I gotta put that pizza order in. Don't you judge me, okay? Is it the new year? Yes. Did I say I was done eating out in the new year? Yes. Am I gonna order this pizza? Abso-fucking-lutely. You better believe it. Okay, back to Happiness Falls. Baby, this was such a good book. I cannot think about the family name. Let me look really quick. I think it was the Hope family. And I could be. No. The Hope family was the Riley Sager book. Okay, I don't know what their last name is, but Mia. Mia is the main character here. She is basically I believe they were Korean, if I'm not mistaken. But she is one of the children of a immigrant family, and the mother is Korean, the father is Caucasian. They're mixed. One of the children has, I can't remember if it's autism, Down syndrome, or what, but he's on the spectrum, and he can hear around him. He just can't communicate properly via his voice and, social cues. Basically, this book follows the family. Their father went missing. The father was there one day. The father went out with the son who does have special needs and never came back. And so we're finding out what happened to him. When I tell you, I was so in it. I was so in it from the moment that I picked the book up, because it captivated me with the storyline, but it also captivated me with the layers of the representation that it brought. It made the focal point the special needs character without making the focal point the special needs character. And it showed that we have predetermined notions towards the special needs, and it really just challenges you to think, just because they're not like you does not mean that they are not still people, and they still don't have a voice, and they still don't have a brain, and they still can't, because just because you can't understand them doesn't mean that they can't understand them. They know what they're thinking. They know what they're saying. And I don't want to give too much away in the book, but just know that this is a very good book, and I highly recommend that you read it. It's a 5-star. Like I said, it was going to be my favorite book of the month, but I read 2 other books that topped it. This book, I told you guys about when I got it, and it took me some time to read it. I was supposed to read this in October. Terrible, I'm just not reading it in December. Well, was reading it in December. It's January now. And that is Sign Here by Claudia Lux. Claudia Lux. Baby, this book right here. There's not a lot of books that I read that the last sentence gets me excited. The very last sentence of the book got me like, yeah! And not even the very last sentence. I think it's just the last, it wasn't the last sentence, but basically that last, the unraveling of it all. It really got me going, gal. It got me going. This was a really good book. Basically, think of hell in modern day terms, okay? We are following what would be demons, and basically they are people who died and went to hell, and now they have to do the devil's work by making deals with the devil, basically, for people. And that is basically how the book goes. And they have their own thing that they got going on. They're trying to figure out, how can I get out of hell? And so there's so many layers of the book. There's different stories that are being told as the same story is being told, and that is a trope that I just live for. So good. This book, she was a good one, and that's why she was a 5-star rating for this month. I highly recommend it. I think that it was hilarious while also being thrilling and also being just adventurous and just like captivating fully. Our final book of the month, my favorite read of the month, was the very last book that I read in the month. And it took me several hours to read this book because I could not put it down. Like I said, it is a Riley Sager book, and it is Survive the Night. 5-star, hands down. This book basically takes us back to like 1993, I think it was. I don't know, the year I was born, maybe. I don't know. And we're basically following a college student, and she is carpooling and getting a ride home from New Jersey to Ohio. And of course, there just happens to be a campus serial killer going on, and she's aware of it and kind of nervous to do the ride, but it's kind of one of those, if I don't leave, my life is bad. If I do leave, my life could be bad still. I might as well get out of here type of situations. And we come to find that she has her own things that add a layer to the storytelling that it just makes it like, what is true, what is not, what is going on. And we're basically in a car with a gentleman who she does not know, but she's suddenly starting to feel like this could be the campus serial killer. And it affects her so much because the campus serial killer just killed her roommate / good friend in college. So there's layers, there's levels, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to spoil it. But when I tell you, the ending of this book right here had me gagged, gooped, and on the floor, child, because I was like, wait 1 second, just 1 second. What is going on, and why is all of this happening at one time? So, Riley Sager, you did that. Survive the Night, definitely my favorite read of December. All right, you guys, that is my wrap up for the month of December. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do want to let you know now that I do have a special video coming out in just a few days. I'm not sure if I'm going to record it right now or if I'm going to record it after my show on Wednesday. But I am going to do, okay, snooze, okay. I am going to do my top 12 books of 2023. I wanted to have that out before the year was over, but I had so much going on, and I said, you know what? I am going to allow myself time, and I'm not going to pressure myself. I'm going to enjoy this, because if I start pressuring myself, I lose the enjoyment, and it makes me not want to do it. So, you know, I'm going to get to it when I can get to it, but I am going to do consistent content, so that means I might have to start recording in bulk so that way I can upload it for you guys, because it's not fair that you get invested and then I go missing for a while. So I do apologize for that. And in this new year of 2024, I hope that you enjoy and you stick with me and you help me grow. And I promise, pinky promise, that I will be consistent. All right, y'all. I will see you later on this week. We are going to do a makeup video for the week with a review, and then we will also have our 2023 review for our 12 best books of the year. Clearly, y'all know what some of them are because you've been around, but maybe you don't. I guess you'll have to wait and find out. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Happy New Year. I hope that all of you have a very prosperous, successful, and mentally stable year. We've had some crazy years to come, or not to come, that we've gone through. These last 3 years, honestly, have just been like, what? Can we catch a break? And I just think that everybody needs a little peace and a little happiness this year. So I hope that everyone is just thriving and doing the best that they can and reminding themselves to be easy on themselves, because it's not easy, this thing that we call life, but you're doing it and I'm proud of you. So you should be proud of yourself and be easy on yourself. All right, y'all. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. And just because I haven't said it, I'm going to say it now. Don't just read, people. Read a book, bitch. All right. Bye.